Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty jingles. I know it's been a couple of days, but hey, it's not every day War Thunder releases patch 1.45, so I have devoted some video time to War Thunder over the last couple of days. But World of Tanks is back, and before you all get too disappointed, yes, this is an artillery replay. And I don't usually feature artillery replays, and regardless of what you think about artillery in World of Tanks, the reason I don't usually feature artillery replays is simply because they're usually not very interesting to watch. This one, on the other hand, this one was pretty special. So sit back, make yourselves comfortable, because this replay is going to go the full 15 minutes. And you know what? Even if you're the world's biggest artillery hater, you should still watch the occasional artillery replay. Why on earth would you say that, Jingles? Well, watching what they get up to gives away all their dirty little secrets, so it makes you better at not just avoiding them, but hunting down and killing the little buggers. And this little bugger is Keckside of Life. He's in the M12 Long Tom, the self-propelled gun used by American forces during World War II. The M12 is a Tier 7 artillery, and this is a Tier 9 game. So, what do you need to know about the M12? Well, it was quite famously used in World War II for penetrating the defences of the Siegfried Line. They actually drove these things up and, on a flat trajectory over open sights, blasted German bunkers with this 155mm gun firing high explosive ammunition at point-blank range. Here in World of Tanks, well, it's a significant change from its predecessor at Tier 6, the M44. The biggest difference between this and the M44 is vastly increased alpha damage. That, of course, comes at the price. It has a significantly longer reload and a significantly longer aiming time. It also has a very, very narrow firing arc. And that means that if you're moving across the line of fire of an M12, the artillery driver is probably going to have to start turning the hull in order to try to track you. And then, of course, he has to go through the whole aiming cycle again, and it's going to be very, very hard for him to get off a shot. The ammunition for this thing is all high explosive. Both the credit and the premium ammunition is high explosive ammo. The major difference with the premium ammunition is it gets a tiny fraction more penetration, but it gets much, much bigger splash damage. As for what's going on in the game, they've got one Tier 8 Rheinmetall Borsig covering this side of the map. There's an Object 704 going over the hill, and they have two Tier 8 and one Tier 9 heavy tank coming down this side road that they know of. That's all they've spotted. He can't actually hit them from this position, but pay attention to where he's going. This is one of artillery's dirty little secrets. From this position, he's able to fire clean down that road, and that rock outcrop in front of him is keeping him out of direct line of sight. Of course, his artillery, he can fire over the rock. The M12 has a 7.5 second aiming time with the top 155mm gun, and he definitely didn't give it the full 7.5 seconds there, so of course he missed the target too. Now he has to spend 37.5 seconds reloading. The Object 704 driver, he's not in a fantastic place to be in an Object 704. Every time he goes over the top of that ridge, he has to expose his vulnerable lower glacis to this WZ-111, and he probably doesn't want to be there, but somebody needed to be. Otherwise, these tanks would have been around the corner and into the base by now. And boom, there it is. The object came over, took a hit, but unloaded into the WZ at the same time as Keckside's artillery shell slammed into him. Now, it looked like Keckside did over 1200 damage there. He didn't. That damage was shared with the object. Keckside actually did over 500, which is a hell of a distance away from the 1250 that is supposed to be the average damage of this gun. But remember, firing high explosive shells, the damage that you actually do is mitigated heavily by the thickness of the armour that your shell hits. And as you're going to see in his second shot, which you would have thought would have knocked out the WZ-111, it actually just did slightly over 200 damage. Of course, what the artillery driver can't see, and what is probably infuriating that Tier 9 heavy tank driver, is all of the module damage that his shots are doing. Damaging the ammo rack, blowing the tracks off, killing crewmen, and unfortunately, there goes the Rheinmetall Borsig. There's now nothing to stop these guys coming around the corner. They don't have an awful lot of health between them though. And this, that's a T-43. The objects drop down from the hill to try to intercept them as they come around the corner. And watch this. Here we go. Shotgun. Gotcha. I shouldn't be laughing, but yeah. The WZ-111 isn't feeling quite so brave now. He knows the Object 704's around the corner. Now he knows that there's an artillery down here as well. And Keckside is able to use... Oh, he's taken out. Damn it. He took out the T-43. The 704 has very, very little health. Don't forget, 37.5 second reload here. Is he able... I think he's given up on the idea of shotgunning this guy. He's going to try an indirect shot. He still has... Can he actually fire over that? This close? It looks like he can. But somebody's going to need to spot him. Oh, he's moved up. He's moved up. He's closing in. He's going for the artillery kill. And that basically gives the Object 704 a perfect shot right into the back of his tank. Great little bit of teamwork there between the Object, the artillery, and the Rheinmetall Borsig. Now, while that little drama has been playing itself out, the rest of the team have not been doing very well at all. There's now only 4 of them left. The Object 704 has the merest fraction of health remaining. They have a T-25AT, Tier 7 tank destroyer, and a T-54E1. Now, the enemy T-32 that was coming down that road with the Tiger II and the WZ-111 is stuck. But we'll be seeing more of him later. Believe it or not, he still has a crucial role to play in this game. Keckside is aiming up on this E75. If he can hit him, he's going to kill him. Bingo, there we go. That was a well-needed kill. E75, dangerous opponent regardless of how much health he has left. And it looked like the enemy M12 took a speculative shot at Keckside's direction. And you could clearly see the incoming shell, which tells us that the enemy M12 is right up there at the back of his own cap circle. Slap bang in the centre at the rear of the map. However, knowing where he is and being able to target him are two entirely different things, and Keckside's team is down to its last 3 tanks. The T-25AT just got taken out by the enemy Rheinmetall Borsig. That leaves them an Object 704 who cannot afford to take another hit, and a T-54E1. They're still outnumbered more than 2 to 1. So the 3 of them are repositioning and digging in to defend. The Object 704 for some reason seemed convinced that enemy tanks were coming down this eastern road. The T-54E1 on the other hand, well, he was getting shot at by the enemy Type 61 as he came down from the Abbey in the middle to engage the E75, so he looks like he's setting up to try to ambush the... And there he is, Type 61. Yep, T-54E1 took him out. Great positioning there from the T-54E1, and he's eliminated a very, very dangerous enemy tank. And that was the best player on the enemy team, so that was a very, very valuable kill. The question is, where the hell are the rest of the enemy tanks? Keckside's aiming up again down this eastern road. I'm not sure if he's expecting more tanks to be coming down here, or if he's just looking and trying to find the T-32. Not entirely sure what's going on with the replay here. The camera shouldn't be panning like this, it's just a replay bug. There we go, back to normal. You'll notice that something very rare is actually happening in this game. They're communicating with each other. And when I say communicating, I don't mean calling each other noobs and saying, oh my god, we lose. They're actually telling each other what they're doing. Keckside is calling out his targets, letting the remaining tanks on his team know which side of the map he's covering. He's seen nothing down that road, so he switched to cover the T-54E1, and he's letting him know that he now has artillery cover. What is going on? This will never catch on. T-54E1, moving up. Keckside pre-aimed ahead of the T-54E1 to deliver a 155mm care package to anybody that the T-54 spots. Doesn't appear to be anybody there though. Object 704 still guarding the bottom corner. T-54E1 being very cautious. Nope, nothing there. Where the hell are the enemy team? They outnumbered them 2 to 1. They outnumbered them more than 2 to 1 a couple of minutes ago. What are they doing? Oh, there's one. And that, unfortunately, is the very, very limited traverse of the M12. You don't have to turn this gun barrel far to completely lose your aiming circle. Look at how long it's taken him to aim. 7.5 second aiming time on this thing. It took him so long that that tank disappeared. He knows where he's going to be. He's unlikely to move far from the... Oh, he did move far from the cover of that rock. Okay, and bang. There we go. Blown his tracks off. Pinned him in the open. 704's turned around, going after him. T-54E1 baiting him, trying to keep his gun pointed in his direction. Oh, the 704 missed. Oh, my. No, no, no. The T-54E1 missed. He's got his tracks back up. T-54E1's hit him. He's hit him again. Come on, come on, come on. One more. Ah, he's tracked him. Does he have another shot? He doesn't seem to have another shot. Come on, reload the gun. Reload the gun. He's not going anywhere. He's going to repair soon. Get that shot off. Get that shot off. Good. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. But oh, watch out. T-28 coming down the middle. And he's taken out the Object 704 as he was crossing the cap circle. I have to admit, I'm kind of surprised that a T-28 would be able to spot an Object 704 from that kind of range. I mean, it's not impossible, but it seemed to be right at the limit of his view range. And there's the answer. The Rheinmetall Borsig was hiding in the bushes at the Abbey and spotted the Object 704 for the T-28. And judging by the way that Rheinmetall Borsig is pointing his gun, he knows where the T-54E1 is as well, which is incredibly bad news for a number of reasons. First, Kexide didn't let it aim. He fired and he missed. And the enemy team appear to have learned that feeding Kexide's team one tank at a time when you're in a position of numerical superiority is not going to win them the game. So they're all coming in. But, oh, what an opportunity. Come on. While they're all pointing the gun at the T-54E1, if he can... There's a bombardier medal up for grabs here. Oh, no. We need to spot them. Well, you can't really blame the T-54E1 for not sticking his neck out. He's expended his magazine, he's done his damage, and he's got 3 enemy tanks pointing their guns at him, so he's pulled back into cover. But that, of course, means that none of these targets are getting spotted anymore. Kexide fires at the Rheinmetall Borsig. He did actually let it aim that time, and it missed anyway. So now he's got 37.5 seconds to go before he can do anything. The T-54E1 has managed to kill one of them, but now Kexide's been spotted. Oh, this is about as bad as things could get. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Where's the Jagdpanther going? The Jagdpanther's the one that spotted Kexide, but he doesn't seem to have realised it. He's heading off in the... Well, oh dear. He's actually managed to take his own tracks off, which has given Kexide the time he needs to reload. Now that T-54E1 up there just has to hold position, and as soon as that Jagdpanther approaches within 50 metres, he's going to spot him, and Kexide's already aimed up. There he is. Okay, he's got to go through the aiming process again. The T-54E1 knows that he's been spotted, so he's manoeuvring to make sure he's not going to take any hits from the Rheinmetall Borsig, and the shot goes straight on target. But oh, and there's the T-28. Well, both within 50 metres of each other, they both know exactly where each other is. Now, T-28 versus M12 artillery. And that Rheinmetall Borsig has just been spotted again, still in the same position, up in the Abbey. And Kexide is more worried about the Rheinmetall Borsig at the moment than the T-28. He's having a quick look, can't see him, but he knows he's up there. He knows he's going to be aiming this way. It's just a question of whether or not he has line of fire. If he does, this is all over. If he doesn't, he's going to get away with it, and he gets away with it. And the T-28 is all, hey, what you doing, you little bugger? Come back here. So he turns the tank around, and he comes back right into the front of Kexide's 155mm gun. And boom, a headshot. And news just in, T-28 driver uninstalls World of Tanks in fit of rage. Now here's Bob with the sports. So, yeah, you've got to feel sorry for that T-28 driver though. Drove all the way there just to get outmanoeuvred and shotgunned by an M12. And whoa, there's the Rheinmetall Borsig. He's broken cover. He's got nothing to lose now. But the T-54E1 has definitely reloaded by now. And, yep, there we go. He's got him. And what is really, really good to see here, aside from the fantastic teamwork between Keckside and that T-54E1, is the good sportsmanship of the enemy team. They're all there in chat, congratulating these guys on their performance and telling them that they deserve the win. Unfortunately, they're going to have to kill this T-32 first, and it's going to have to be a one-shot because there is no time left. Keckside's not going to get a chance to reload and take a second shot at this guy. And he's going to have to fire at such close range that with the splash damage of this gun, he's potentially going to kill himself to do it. But that's okay, because the T-54E1 will survive, and they will win if he can one-shot him, and he can't. That is a draw. Yeah, I couldn't believe that one either. That was Ace Tanker on a draw. Don't forget, the game treats a draw, for the purposes of scoring, as a loss for both teams. So that was Ace Tanker on a defeat. That was over 1,300 base experience, before modifiers are added, on a defeat. What a heartbreaker. That T-32, that shot that he put into Keckside of Life right at the end of the game, is the only damage he did in the entire 15 minutes he was playing. Now, it's not necessarily his fault he got stuck there. There was nothing he could do for most of the game. He was just stuck. But if I had been in that position, and I'm speaking completely personally here, I'm not saying this is what he should have done. I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm just saying that if I had been that T-32 in that position, I would have killed myself. I would have let them have the win, because they deserved the win, in my opinion. Equally, however, you cannot criticise the T-32 driver for what he did. At the end of the day, he's playing to earn XP and credits for himself, not for the enemy team. And the only opportunity, stuck on a rock as he was the entire match, for him to do any damage was when Keckside of Life came looking for him right at the end. Either way, that is not a game that anybody who took part in it and stayed in it until the end is going to forget in a hurry. And I hope you at least found it entertaining and amusing to watch. As always, folks, take care, and I'll catch you next time.